Hey guys, greetings and welcome back to markdillon.com. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, I'd like to remind you just to subscribe, please. I would greatly appreciate that. Just click the little subscribe button on my channel and you'll make me a happy camper. So also, I want to apologize for my absence for the last week or so, but I was in New York visiting some friends and having myself a good time. It's one of the most enjoyable cities in the country and one of my favorites, even though the weather was cold and windy and all of that. I still had an absolute blast, lots of wonderful meals, some fun shopping. And anywho, I'm rambling. Let me get on to tonight's question from Jonathan. He says, "Hey Mark, I'd like your opinion on the situation I find myself in. A few months ago, I had broken up with my ex, but have since patched things up, and we are still friends. I've met a new guy who I really like, but we've both discussed not wanting to date at the moment. My problem is now that my ex is trying to date again, but I simply don't feel that for him anymore. I know it's selfish of me to keep my ex hanging, but I honestly don't know what I should tell him." All right, Jonathan, listen, I think these are two things that, first of all, you meeting this new guy and whatever that situation is has absolutely no bearing on the fact that you should not be misleading your ex. Even if you had not met anybody, even if you were completely single, and your ex wanted to date you again, and you had no intention of doing so, my answer would be exactly the same, which is you should not lead your ex on. Um, you should just very nicely and gently tell him, I think that our relationship has really morphed from being boyfriends to just being good friends. And I care about you and I want you to remain a part of my life, but I just don't feel that we're compatible as far as dating. And let him know that it's strictly a platonic friendship. But that should be done immediately. You never want to play games with somebody's emotions. So I would do that literally the next time you see him. As far as this other guy, and whether you're just having fun and messing around, or you want to date or you don't want to date, that has no bearing on how you handle your ex. But I do think that it's great if you know you're not ready to date, not to jump back into a relationship. I think that is a very wise decision and something that more people should do. There are more. I know so many serial daters, and it's just ridiculous. They jump from one bad relationship to another, all because they feel that they have to be dating somebody. And also, I think to a certain extent, in a very perverse way, they enjoy the drama that goes with the breakups and all of that nonsense. But I have to tell you, Jonathan, I think it's very admirable that you're not dating if you know you're not ready. Not only do you save yourself a lot of headache and heartache, but you also spare the other person that. So good for you. But talk to your ex. Don't lead them on. Guys, thanks a lot for tuning in to markdillon.com. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe. Thank you, and have a good night.